Hey, good morning guys. Quick video, well not so quick maybe, on the Prado 1kd-ftv big front engine job, we call it, the big front engine job. Most people are doing this every 150,000 k's, those who use them, the vehicles in remote areas out in the outback and whatever, and they need 100% reliability. You don't want things like tensioners or idlers letting you down, water pumps leaking, or the bearings on the tensioner down there on the drive belt and whatever failing, which is happening to people. So the big front engine job, I'll show you what parts that includes and what we're replacing, but that's basically what it looks like when it's stripped down on a Prado, and that's all you need to remove. It's enough, isn't it? Unless your cam seal's leaking. If it ain't leaking, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What you can do while you've got it all apart is reverse flush the radiator. If you have a look down here, you'll see the radiator, quite a lot of crap over the last 150,000 Ks. And you've got the intercooler down there and also the condenser. So by reverse flushing it, you've got to do this very carefully. I've got other videos showing you how to do it, but you reverse flush through the radiator here, pushing everything forward the way it came from. You can see this side looks clean, so there's no point trying to push it back this way. It's not going to make it through, but it's in the other side blocking it all up, as you already saw, but we'll go around there again. Don't go too close with your pressure washer or you could damage the fins. We don't have an issue with it because we've been doing it for decades and we know what we're doing. So like always, this is information to help you. It's not designed to convince you to do it yourself or not. If you shouldn't be working on cars, then don't touch them. If you've got a lot of patience and you're pretty good with your hands and you think you know what you're doing, then use the information to make it hopefully better or easier for you. So while this is apart, that's what we're about to do. Clean up these parts, all right? So hope that helps. Like always, don't get any ideas that's a little easy job. Careful what you read on Facebook and the internet. We're not going to say it's easy or it's hard. It depends on your capabilities. If you're mechanically apt and you're good with your hands, you might go, it's a piece of cake. What are you talking about? Other people are going to go, hang on, that guy said it was easy, and you know, next thing you know, I've got a piston's hit a valve or something like that. So don't go deciding you're going to do it yourself because you've seen a video on bloody YouTube. There's videos all over the place, and they're not all that good. So we're just going to be really careful to share the information with you and give you the right information so you can decide whether you should be doing it or not. Now, so what we got here is, you know, if you're taking it apart, the first you got to take off the top plastic trim. To release these clips, you press them in. See how they are? They're pressed in. That's to release them. Don't press them in when they're on your vehicle unless you want them to fall out. You wonder why they're all missing? That's what happened. Okay, so you press those, you carefully take those out, remove your top trim. Then you need to remove your coolant tank. So drop the plug out of the radiator, let the coolant go, catch that, dispose of it environmentally, and of course then you can remove the tank. So 3 bolts, that's these 3 10mm bolts, and disconnect the hose at the other end of the radiator, and you can carefully remove that header tank, we'll call it. Once you've got that out of the way, you need to loosen off the fan bolts, the water pump where the fan's mounted, these 4 12mm, which go over the top of the pulley where the drive belt is. I suggest you crack them loose with the belt still on there. It's going to give her a bit of resistance. If it hasn't been worked on before, you should be able to crack them open without even holding them. And don't over tighten them when you put them back on. Once you get the fan and the fan shroud out of the way, so you've got to take these 2 bolts out to remove the fan shroud, undo the clips off your auto lines. Now you know how to do this, I'm just giving you the tips and reminders. Don't do it if you don't know what you're doing. Undo the clips around the coolant hose that goes down from the hose at the bottom of that header tank. Down the bottom there's a clip, and also the auto cooler lines. You've got to release those. Then you'll be able to slip the fan and the fan shroud out. Sorry, also remove the top radiator hose. So there's quite a lot of stuff coming off. There's bits and pieces, nuts and bolts everywhere. So just be very careful. Then you can take, once you've got your drive belt off and this pulley off, you can take off your pulleys to replace the bearings. This is the lower tensioner one that people are calling me up that's letting them down. And then obviously you've got your timing belt components. So there's the cover, the belt, the tensioner, the idler, and the bolts and stuff all needs to be cleaned up and replaced. And we're replacing the water pump. Most people are wise enough that 150,000 Ks is a very long time. The water pump's got a bearing in it as well. They are prone to leaking. They don't all leak, but it's quite common that they're not going to make it to 300,000. So look, it is getting more to the point that it's wise to just change it all at 150. So depending whether you're on a budget or not. Alright guys, so if you need any information, you're not sure about what parts are what and whatever and what you need, just give me a bell, 0490 261 013. We sell a kit for this to make it easier for you. Alright, see ya. As you already know, we sell the injector kits. The other kit we've got to make it easier for you is you can call it the timing belt kit, the drive belt kit. I haven't got all the parts here at the moment, but pretty close. I mean, I've got them here, but not here in the picture. This is the big front engine kit. Most people are buying it this way. Obviously comes with a water pump, brand new genuine water pump. And what we do, we convert it over from the water pump. If it's an engine that's got the one-piece water pump where you've got to pull the whole backing plate off the timing belt, the alternator and the compressor, what a pain. It adds hours to the job. Let's make it easier. That's unnecessary. I don't know why they do that on some engines. That's their business, but we converted away from that with this pump here. So basically, rather than being one big piece like that, once you take this bolt out and the other 5 bolts, bingo, that's how you replace the water pump. There's nothing, the backing plate still comes with it. You don't need to replace it. It's all going to be shiny, brand new. That's why I use genuine Toyota super long life coolant. It keeps it all clean, protects the system. Just, there's your kit, water pump, your bearings, your cam seal, idler tensioners, whatever, the whole lot, and the drive belt. We sell that as a kit as well. If you're interested, once again, as you know, give us a bell, 0490 261 013. Now we've got to go and clean some of those parts. All right, guys, have a nice day. See ya. All right, guys, so here we go. Just made a little head start, but thought you might want to see how well this works, right? So you got to be careful. Look at that crud coming out there. It's absolute filth. You probably can't see half of what I can see. Try not to watch the phone. I don't think it is waterproof. See that water, how much cleaner it's coming through now? You get so much better flow through your radiator, your intercooler and your condenser for your aircon. So if you're wondering why you got colder aircon after I do this job, this is why. So look, I'm going to be here for about 10 to 20 minutes doing this, each side in and out and whatever. So look, I'm not going to run the video the whole time, and of course we do the front of the engine as well. Look, that's not it, but you get the idea. It's going to be spotless clean. I'll show you a video or a photo once we're done. Alright guys, see you soon. Hey guys, so just been spending a fair bit of time cleaning. Look, you could spend forever, it's got to end somewhere. We do a pretty good job cleaning, probably more than any other place you'd take your vehicle to. But we can't stay here all day. So another good reason where I'm not trying to talk you into this, it's a bit, so you got the timing belt off, that's pistons hit valves if anything goes wrong, if you get the alignment wrong or you something like that. But look, all nice and clean. I'll just come around, look. The back of the radiator was pretty clean anyway, but as you can see, look, no damage from hitting it with the pressure washer. You just got to be careful, know your pressure washer and how close you can go. But look, you've just got to look, you don't get everything off, down the front. It's a lot cleaner than it was. All that stuff, you could sit there, look, if you soaked it you might get it off, but I'll tell you, 95% just flew out the front. Bugs and dirt and mud and everything all came out. So it's pretty cool. It's nice and clean. You definitely get better airflow through there. You can see in there at the condenser and the auto cooler, they come up really clean. There's a whole heap of garbage. You can see down there on the bash plate, you can see the remnants of it. Haven't rinsed that off yet, gave it a rinse, but I hit it again and I kept, you wash it off so you can see how clean it is, and it just keeps coming out. But we're at the point where it's 95%, not much coming out now. Just those embedded bits of crap on the front there sort of stay there a little bit. But the flow is really good. I can tell with a pressure washer at the start, it's all sort of aerated, hardly pressing through, and then it all just comes through and it's flowing like water from the back to the front of the radiator. So definitely a big improvement. It's a little bit more cleaning for these cam gears and whatever, and it's all ready to go back together. So these are the old dusty, used, abused parts that you'll be left with. And over here, obviously, we've given the timing cover a bit of a clean, and all the new parts ready to go. All clean, laid out, ready for assembly, which we're going to get onto now. It's all going back together. I'll talk to you soon. Alright, so if you've decided to do the timing belt on the 1kd, I want to help you as much as I can and make sure you get it right. We don't want another call from someone that watched someone else's YouTube video and decided they can do their timing belt and the pistons hit the valves. Now he's taking it places and they're telling him he needs a new engine. I'd suggest he needs to take the head off, and it's probably got one bent valve and needs some head work, but that's another story, guys. But it's serious stuff. It is your engine if you get this wrong. So with the genuine timing belt, it's actually got a line on it here. You can see that line. There's another one. Bit hard to see down here on the right hand side of the belt down here, on the right hand side of the pump pulley down there. You've got to have a look at that mark before you take it all apart and make sure these are all aligned. Now you won't get these lines on the belt lined up before you take it apart. You won't get those lined up, but this mark here, so that divot at the front, follow that tooth through to that arrow there at the back. That's your mark on the camshaft pulley. See that arrow there, that line? And on the right hand side of the supply, the pulley down the bottom on the right hand side of it, you'll see a little divot mark. Make sure you know what you're looking at. Don't want any of those problems. Alright, now when you put it back together, they're nice enough to put these marks here so you know that one, and the one I haven't checked it yet, I'm showing you. I'm going to check it and then I'm going to put the cover on. I've checked it, I've pulled the pin, I'm going to check it again. Alright, triple check everything, it's your engine. Okay, so make sure you don't forget to do up the 10mm bolts on the tensioner down here. Right, one there and the one there, and this is a 10mm Allen key. You need to check the torque specs on those and make sure they're torque to spec as well. Can't give you everything. I've given you a lot. I might have given it to you in other videos, but you need to watch those. Alright guys, be careful. Hey guys, so if you buy the timing belt kit or the big front engine kit for the big front engine job that we've just done and what we talk about, all the parts you need are in this box. It's basically the water pump box, and it's had all the other parts. I obviously unpack, check all the parts and put them all in this box together. So timing belt, cam seal, idler, tensioner, drive belts, bearings, water pump, everything you need for that big front job. If you want to give me a ring to discuss what parts are included or pricing and options, whether normal post or express post, whatever, 0490 261 013. Thanks guys, see ya. Alright guys, so this big front engine job, timing belt, water pump job complete. Just have a good look around and make sure you don't forget anything, and no need to have any excess coolant splattered all over the place. Just set it at the right level. A little bit over is alright, because sometimes there can be a bit of air in the system that takes a while to get out. I like it up to the seam, somewhere between full and the seam's okay, once it's all bled out. Okay, so there you go. Alright guys, hope that's been helpful for you. Hey guys, and this is all the parts you should have left over, just to give you a rough idea. Obviously your old drive belt, your old bearings and whatever from the tensioner and the idlers for the drive belt, timing belt, tensioner, idler, the old water pump, the old gasket, a couple empty or one empty and one near empty coolant bottles, probably takes about 8 litres, and the backing plate for that water pump that you don't need, unless for some reason you've got some unusual massively corroded cooling system and you feel like doing the extra 2 or 3 hours work. Alright guys, so that's what you should have left over. Once again, I hope that helps. See ya.